there, my friends or my new friends or my hopefully to be friends. Welcome to my world, my brain. I am Sabrina, and this is going to be the Locking In for 2026 podcast. It's a year of finding balance, finding my balance. It's not a diet year, and I'll talk more about why it's not a diet year for me, but it's a year of learning how to support my body, so we can feel good together. And that's very, very important to me because I'm finally at this place in my life where I understand, I have learned, I have done the inner work, I have done the lessons, I have failed, I have succeeded millions of times. And now I'm just at this place and space of I want to learn how to just be in balance. And to me, that means living my life, not dieting, living my life, eating in a way that feels good for my body, listening to my body, but in a way that feels good, supporting my hormones, supporting my blood sugar, supporting myself to go into menopause because I am 45 currently. I'll be 46 this year, and I'm in perimenopause, and I am, getting ready for menopause, right? But I want to support myself through that. So I want to know where I'm at, and I already did all that, and I'll talk about that more. But I'm just ready to not be heading towards a place like I used to with dieting, where it was like I'm not trying to get to a certain amount of pounds off to then just go back to where I was before the pounds came off, right? That's a diet mentality. That's part of diet culture. That's not where I am at. I'm just doing this to build a way of living that I don't need to escape from. My thoughts now, my readiness, my understanding is that I'm going to find a way or continue with what I'm doing, but continue to find it throughout the year because, I like to eat, taste change, things change, right? Life's, as I say, life will bring you things to stress about, to worry about, right? All the things that happen. And I want to find a way that I will be able to just, lock into the liking of it, the balancing of it. So that way, when I want to have some treats, some cake, my birthday, holidays, that it's not a getting on or off something. It's just I'm going to have a little bit here because that's normal, and move on with my normal way of eating, right? Like that, because that's a place that I have not really ever been, right? And I've been getting myself ready to want to eat, to feel good, but want to eat to make sure that I am balanced internally as well as externally, right? And so that's what this YouTube podcast is going to be about. It's not I'm losing weight, come along with me. It's just I'm going to find my balance, and this is the shit that's coming up for me. And if you want to come along, awesome. And I know that I always loved content that was a side by side content, not at the end the content. Like that's great if you have gotten to the place that you want to share because somebody else wants to get there as well. Be in balance, live normally with food, right? Not always be fluctuating in and out of eating well, not eating well. Like that's a diet roller coaster, right? That's just a roller coaster of hell health, right? It doesn't give you enough to feel good, right? But I always appreciated being able to walk alongside someone's journey, like seeing their actual struggles, understanding what they're doing, and not just from the mountaintop trying to help me up, right? Like that's great. It's awesome. But when it comes to this journey, this always was my favorite type of content. That's why I wanted to share it with you because honestly, it's also going to be accountability for me, but it's also going to be like journaling and sharing how I've done it and did it, because I finally at the place where I am ready to do it because I'm ready to lock in. I'm ready to focus on me. I'm ready to focus on feeling good. I'm ready to focus on continuing to get my labs in the right direction. In October, I did do some labs to see where I was on the internal environment. I had had so much flipping anxiety around my health, like health anxiety is a real flipping thing. And I was like, oh my God, I'm like probably diabetic. Like everything I felt in my body, it had to be me dying or it had to be me having some kind of disease. And I was just like, screw this. So I have a really great bestie who does this for a living. And her name is Amber, and she helps with women's hormones. And she had been trying to encourage me to do this for a long time. And I just hadn't been ready, right? You're not ready until you're ready. But at the same time, like when is ready? ready is not a place, it's a state of mind, right? And so I got myself to that state of mind. I was ready to uphold the identity of someone who takes care of themselves, right? Because I know that's who I want to be. I know it's the life I want to live. I don't want to live the life of not taking care of myself and then actually having major diseases and problems, God forbid, all those things that can happen as we get older, right? I was not excited about that identity. So I got into the identity of the one who does take care of herself. And because I enjoy life so much, I enjoy this life journey. I have so much more to give and so much more to do while I'm here on this planet, right? And I have two daughters, they're both teenagers. I have a husband. We travel for a living, like around different places in Florida. And it's just fun for me. But I want to be able to enjoy that without the anxiety and without the aches and pains that are coming within my body due to inflammation and burning my ass out, because I am the type of person that will go and run myself into the ground, right? So I wanted to know where I was in that landscape, because I was like, oh my God, do I really have diabetes? Am I really going to die? Like, I want to know. And so I did that. I got brave enough to find the actual answers, and it wasn't as bad as I thought at all. Like, my blood sugar is a little bit high, cholesterol is a little bit, nothing, I mean, something to take care of, because if I don't, then continuing on that way will absolutely get me into those horrifying places I don't want to be. But now is the time. And I also really wanted to support my body through menopause, because I believe that our body is capable and meant to transition into these other phases of life without it being terrible and horrific, right? I don't believe it has to be a sentence of hell for years and years and years. I just don't believe it. I believe that it's just us not supporting our body or giving our body what it needs. And so I'm like, well, what does my body need? I need to have my labs to know what my internal environment is in order for me to really know, right? We can guess, we can follow other people's paths and their diets and their hormone balancing, this, that, and the other thing. But if you don't know, you don't know. And you can't do the specific things to help you, because everybody is so unique. Everyone is just like we have so many different personalities in this world and lives that people live. We're internally the same uniqueness, right? Everybody has different things. And when I was a practicing holistic nutritionist, like I taught women how to undiet, how to basically love themselves, to stop dieting and falling into the trap of diet culture and trying to have the pressure of weight loss, but learn how to listen to your body and have a relationship with your body and all the things. That's what I used to do. But I was doing that and creating that same thing for me. And I had created that same thing for me, and it changed the game. But anyway, I don't remember where I was going with that, with that, but like I have background in this. I'm not practicing holistic nutritionist anymore, but that's where I always helped people with their mindsets more than anything. That's where I really enjoyed, versus coming up with eating plans and diet plans and all that crap. I really wanted to help people make a change. And that's what I do for a living now. I am I guess you could say mindset coach, because mindset's my big thing, right? Teaching people how to understand how their brain works, how their mind works, so they're not stuck in their head. And I actually help overwhelmed overthinkers to stop spiraling, to basically get out of their head and make grounded decisions so we can move forward in life, right? Because that's what I used to struggle with, always living in my head, spiraling, like just not moving anywhere. And it was just terrible. And so I learned how to do that. And that's what I do for a living, is I help coach women specifically through that. But yeah, so I started that journey, like I said, in October, and started it for a couple months, and then the holidays came, and then I made the conscious decision, right? Because we have conscious decisions and we have autopilot decisions. Very, very aware in my life and very conscious that I was just gonna not do my supplements or worry about food or any of that, and just eat what I wanted to do. And that's the decision I made. And then I was like, you know what, this feels like crap, because I gained more weight. And not that that is a marker for me. It's not about weight, it's about feeling good. But then the anxiety started to creep back in, and the aches, the pains, my hips started hurting again, inflammation, my arms started tingling and feeling like just inflammation, like a lot of stuff, which not good. And I know that it's the problem because I'm not eating well and because I'm not taking my supplements that I'm feeling that way, because I had seen it before. I did it. I felt great and amazing. But then, you can feel so great and amazing that you're like, oh, I'll just go back to it. So that's why it has to be a mindset change, and it has to be a lifestyle change, and it has to be identity change. Otherwise, you're going to go back and create the same results over and over again. And that was me for many years of my life, with the dieting one day, losing all the weight, gaining it all back, and over and over and over, was because I had dealt with the inner work. I hadn't done the inner work. I had not understood that I have to change who I am in order for me to change the habits and the lifestyle. I can no longer, I had an eating disorder, binge eating disorder. That's what I did for many years of my life. And it's been about 10 years since I've freed myself from that. And that just came from me laying down diet culture and being like, you know what, screw you. I'm not participating in this needing to look a certain way and be a certain way. I'm just like, I'm just going to go on a journey to love myself, love my body, and that'll be enough, right? And so I've been doing that for quite some time, and continue to heal my childhood trauma, continue to heal my own wounds. And as I've been doing that, like, it's really been a game changer for me, getting ready to, okay, so let me learn this year how I'm going to just eat that feels good, enjoy my food, have the treats when I want to, without the shame, without feeling like, oh my God, I'm not eating. Like, that's not a place anymore. I'm learning how to just eat normally for life, a balance. And so I'm locking into focusing on myself, focusing on how I feel, focusing in on supporting myself through menopause, and doing my labs continuously, as I get traction, of course, to see if I'm making any changes, if I need to course correct. And I do believe labs have been a huge part. I'm not a doctor. I can't recommend any of that stuff to you. But for me personally, labs, understanding the internal environment, has been a huge, because it's given me a relax of my mind, of knowing where I actually am instead of just guessing where I am. Because had I not seen that, then I would not known that my anxiety was created because of my internal environment being off, and hormones and cortisol and all that. So yeah, it matters. It really does matter. So yeah. So like I said, this is not about me going anywhere. Like, yes, I've got weight to lose, because my body is not healthy with the extra weight on me. But my main goal is to just support myself, to feel good together, right? So if that's something you're interested in, then I hope that you come along and listen. Every week I'm going to update you, share things with you, tell you what's going on. And yeah, and in case you're wondering what I am doing, because I always found it to be fascinating to know what people were eating and doing. I had learned throughout all my dieting years and practices that my body feels better in the low carb environment. And so I tend to go towards, so I'm not doing any gluten, right? Because that's an inflammatory food. No sugar, right? Unless it's natural sugar from fruits, vegetables, that kind of thing. Maybe some honey, but I don't need it. You know what I mean? Adding more protein into my life for sure. And that made a huge difference for me in the 2 months that I was like locked in. But this year I'm gonna be 365 locked in, right? Not just locked in for 2 months. But anyway, that was a huge difference for me. Saying goodbye to inflammatory oils, right? And eventually, getting rid of dairy again. And I mean, I use almond milk here and there, but I do like dairy for my coffee. I like heavy cream for my coffee because I like that. I love coffee for one, and I like the creaminess that it provides me. But, I will go out of that. And so one thing to know about what I'm doing is I'm not all or nothing it, right? I'm not like, oh my God, right? I've been eating not so great for a couple of months. And I'm like, for me, I have to create safety within my body. It has to know that it's not a diet. It has to know that we're just going to change some things up. So for me, the first day, which was yesterday, I was like, okay, so I'm not going to eat any more sugar, because I had eaten a shit ton of sugar and I felt bad eating the sugar, like not guilty bad, but just bad in my body bad. I'm like, yeah, this is just not good for me. So I'm like, okay, I'm just not going to eat sugar, right? That'll be my first focus, right? Because cold turkey and me, again, it doesn't provide my nervous system safety. It actually triggers my nervous system to like, whoa, 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 whoa. It's like putting on the brakes, like, no, we can't do this. It's not safe to diet. It's not safe, right? Because I learned that through all my years of being in and off and on and off diets, like, right. And so I am making sure that I'm supporting my nervous system through these changes. And so anyway, so that's where I started, was that. And then continuing on that today, I was like, I ate a little bit of wheat yesterday and it made me feel bloated as hell. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do wheat today, but I'm not counting macros and carbs and all that crap, right? But I am, having my lovely oatmeal and chia seeds because I'm trying to get more fiber in my diet, because that affects your gut, right? It affects your bowel movements, and it feels really good to eat a lot of fiber, if you know what I mean, and get proper amounts of fiber, because we don't get proper amounts of fiber in our diet. Same thing with protein. We don't get enough protein in our diets. And so yeah, that's kind of what I'm focusing in on, but doing it one at a time, right? I'm still eating my oatmeal. I think eventually I'll switch to chia pudding, because I was doing that and that was wonderful and yummy and great. I enjoyed that just because I'm trying to make sure my blood sugar is stable, and I would rather get that from fruits and vegetables. I don't really need oatmeal. I'm not a fan of it, but I'm enjoying it for the time being. All that. So that's kind of what I'm doing with my life. That's what I'm doing to support my body, because I've learned that's what my body prefers. It runs optimally off that. I love fats. I could never do a low fat diet ever. That's not for me. Keto could never do. I need fruits and vegetables, but I need the minerals and vitamins from them, or the antioxidants, all the things. And that feels good to me, but you all have to do what feels good to you. And if you've had as much time and life experience as I have had with my body and knowing what feels good and what doesn't, then that part will be easy for you, right? Knowing what to do. But I do know that, dairy, those oils, not so great for you, right? And sugar, definitely not, all those things. But when I say those things, it's within the context of eating them every day, not, okay, it's my birthday, oh, it's Valentine's Day, oh, it's Christmas, like, never eat them. Those are indulgences, and that's what they were meant to be. They weren't meant to be a way of life. And here we are all consuming these things on a regular basis, and our health is paying the price. And so anyway, that's my personal opinion, that's my experience, that's my all the things, education, blah, blah, blah. But that's what I'm doing. And so I'm excited to come in and just share with you every week where I'm at, what's going on, how it's going, how I'm feeling. But I will tell you, after now 2 days, my body is already feeling so much better. So much better. For one, anxiety has decreased just because I know that I'm being proactive with my health, right? Instead of just eating crap and worrying about my health, I am taking care and measure to take care of my health. And already my body's like, my brain's like, okay, cool, we can relax. We're not dying, right? Because that's the worst case scenario for my brain all the time. It's catastrophizing everything, right? And so that's changed. But I woke up less stiff than I'd had days before. It's not completely gone away, but less stiff. So already for me, that's like an indicator of like, yes, awesome, good job, Sabrina, you're on the right track, right? Like, the inflammation is lowering even within like a day, like that's huge, right? And today I've been able to move around better, again, less stiff, because I have been so flipping stiff within my body, like hip pain, the whole nine. Like, I still have the hip pain, but I feel more like pliable today, more flexible today than I have. So that's huge for me. I've also upped my hydration game. I drink 40 ounces. I have a 40-ounce cup, if you can see it, like this guy. And I do within it, because of my I was low in these minerals, but I'm doing LMNT. I like the watermelon flavor in my drink twice a day, because again, I need those, which is why it's important to know your labs, right? Because you'll know what you need for your body. And I also drink like a calm one, my third 40 ounces of the day. That has like ashwagandha in it. What else did I have? Magnesium in it to help calm my body, because my cortisol was high. And so I need to just love myself more through taking it easier, right? And having the supportive supplements to do that as well. But again, this is why it's so important to know your labs. So hydration's been huge too in the last few days. Like, I've always drunk a lot of water, but I had recently during the holidays gotten way into coffee, sugary coffee, mind you, like cocoa coffee, and not great. So now I drink my protein coffees. I have a really lovely protein powder that tastes amazing. Has like 4 carbs, stevia in it. It's 21 grams of protein, so it's a lot. So I try to aim for at least 100 grams of protein a day. Excuse me. So yeah, that's kind of what it's been and what it's like right now. And again, I'm very excited to share this journey with you, but also just to lock in for myself. I'm very happy about it. I'm not sitting here like, oh my God, I can't have this, and this, because I know that when I have those things, it doesn't feel good in my body. And I know that I'll have those things again. I just am not needing them right now. What my body needs right now is for me to really love her, to really support her, and to really, be there making healthy, wise decisions for her, not stressed out decisions. And that's where my decisions came from during the holidays, was so much to do, so many things to do, like do and to accomplish, and, blah, blah, blah. And it was just like, okay, Jesus, take the wheel. Like, I'm just gonna I'm just not going to worry about that right now. Right. And that's something that we need to support ourselves in, because that can't happen. Right. Because that's not loving ourselves. That's putting everyone else before us, everyone else's needs before us. And that can't happen, because just like you need to put your own oxygen mask on before you can help someone else put on theirs. Right. It's the same thing, for life. And we need to be top dog, in top shape, and like taking care of ourselves in a top way, because we're modeling this to our children. We're modeling it to everybody around us also. But what are we actually telling ourselves when we put ourselves last? Like that's not good, right? We are important. We deserve to be taken care of, just as we take care of everybody else around us. And with that, I'm going to say peace out. I love you guys so much. Thanks for listening. And I hope you come along with the journey. I'd love to know what journey you're on as well, and if this resonates with you. So have a wonderful new year as we start. And I look forward to, chatting with you every week. All right. Bye.